This has massive implications for the Dodgers. We get into exactly what I'm talking about in this edition of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Myself and Brad J. will bring you everyday Dodger content, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. As we know, the Dodgers have been riddled by injuries this entire season. It has been so difficult to watch when it comes to injuries, and there's one particular player who has been dealing with injuries the last two seasons, and we kind of got a bit of an update from Dave Roberts in terms of Brusdar Graterol. Of course, there's been some question marks on whether Graterol would come back to the Dodgers this season. Dodgers unlikely to get key reliever back this season, and in an unfortunate update, we got this article yesterday talking about Graterol. Manager Dave Roberts told reporters in his pregame availability before Monday's game against the Rockies that Brusdar Graterol is assumed to be unavailable during the regular season, but stopped short of ruling out a possible postseason return. But Graterol basically done for the regular season. Graterol, as we know, missed last season and got to, of course, pitch in the playoffs, but this year again. So just it has been a rough go for Brusdar, a pitcher that was super important for the Dodgers. I mean, this guy is not a scrub. I mean, this guy is a very good reliever, and he is severely missed, right? I think the Dodgers definitely missed Graterol. I mean, come on, look at what Kirby Yates did last night against the Rockies. You can see he is definitely struggling. I'd rather have Graterol out there pitching than Yates right now, or even, of course, as we know, Tanner Scott, who has been absolutely just terrible for the Dodgers, as we know. There's just some guys right now in the Dodgers bullpen that you really don't feel confident right now when they're out there. You just don't feel confident. I mean, the Dodgers bullpen, it has been so inconsistent. It is just rough to watch at times. Of course, when they're playing teams like the Rockies, it doesn't really matter, right? I mean, yeah, Monday was a close game. The Rockies getting no hit, but they still had a run. They got, of course, a double in the ninth. But really, the Dodgers bullpen, is not facing a very good team. And then yesterday, a total blowout, which we'll talk a little bit more about here in this video. But yeah, I mean, the Dodgers bullpen has to be better. And this is, of course, another blow for the Dodgers. It really is. I mean, this is obviously another blow, another injury blow when it comes to a pitcher that the Dodgers would love to have now. Although Graterol had reported to the Dodgers Camelback Ranch complex in Arizona to begin his rehab, Roberts told reporters in August that he had not been cleared to begin a throwing program. At the time, Roberts said there was a small chance Graterol could return sometime in September, while noting that it is possible that he doesn't come back. Now that possibility is all about reality, and so basically Graterol is not going to be pitching for the Dodgers in the regular season. And, just like last year, it was added to the playoff roster late, for the World Series. So, we don't know, right? We just don't know yet if Graterol could, fit in come playoff time. We have to see if he's healthy, right? The Dodgers would love to have Graterol back this playoffs, this postseason, but time is on his side. Even if time is not on his side, even if there is an open seat for him in the bullpen, which I think there is, because at this time, I mean, do you really want to put Tanner Scott or Kirby Yates on the playoff roster the way these guys are pitching? I mean, the Dodgers are probably going to be forced, because out of necessity, to put both of these guys on that roster. But, I mean, come on. You cannot feel confident right now with the way they're pitching that they're going to get the job done. Dodgers leads have been taxed to the tune of 583 innings this season. Of course, that's a bit higher after last night's game against the Rockies. That's the most in baseball. And their ERA is 19th in the league, which is not very good. It's, in the bottom half, 19 out of 30. For a team that had the best bullpen, sure, they weren't the best, because everybody always jumps on me and says, Mike, no, they were not the best bullpen last year, this and that. Come on. Yeah, sure, they were not the best in ERA last season during the regular season, but this bullpen won the Dodgers the World Series. I mean, come on, the Dodgers won the World Series because of the bullpen. There's no other reason why. The Dodgers had horrible starting pitching in the playoffs, and they had to rely on the bullpen to get the job done. I mean, there's just no other way around it. We literally had to use a bullpen game and in an elimination. I mean, we talked about this many times, but the Dodgers had to use a bullpen game in an elimination game against San Diego in Game 4 of the NLDS to get the job done. And that just shows you what they were up against last season, right? So that bullpen is long gone, right? There was changes made, injuries, whatever. It's not the same bullpen this year, and it's obvious, right? The Dodgers are not as good. They've been using it way too much. Obviously, they were forced to use it early on because of all the injuries, and now it's starting to really catch up to them. It's definitely starting to catch up to them. I mean, if you're not seeing it now, that is catching up to them. I don't know what Dodger games you're watching, right? I mean, maybe you're not really watching the games and you're watching the highlights, but if you're watching these games, I mean, you could see the bullpen just stinks right now for the Dodgers, right? It's not very good. I mean, look at last night. Kirby Yates struggling to close the game out. Sure, a blowout game, but still, you could see the struggles for the Dodgers bullpen. The Dodgers will pay Graterol $2.8 million this year. He's under club control for one more year. Arbitration-eligible players who miss entire season due to injuries typically sign for the same amount. Of course, Graterol can contribute. If he has a great postseason, that means he would earn a raise. But at this point, if Graterol never plays, and yeah, he's going to get the same amount next year. Dodgers, of course, get a 7-2 win yesterday. It was all about Emmett Sheehan, who had a great start for the Dodgers. It was a pretty solid start there for Emmett. But really, I mean, the bullpen, going back to Graterol, because let's not get too crazy. I mean, sure, the Dodgers had a very solid win yesterday against the Rockies, right? I mean, they have a solid win. The San Diego Padres lose as well, which is obviously great news. They lose to the Reds 4-2. So the Dodgers, once again, have a 2-game lead going into tonight's games, which is super important for the Dodgers. But I mean, come on, it's the Rockies. The Rockies are a AAA baseball team. I mean, it's crazy the Dodgers even lost 2 games to this team a couple weeks ago in Coors Field. Sure, I think it's Coors Field, right? I mean, that's probably why. But the Dodgers stay the Dodgers. I mean, they're expected to get the W again tonight and sweep the Rockies. And hopefully the Padres lose tonight and they lose Thursday too. And we can start to kind of, move away from San Diego again ahead of that big series this weekend against the Giants. But going back to the original point, Graterol, it's a tough injury. It's going to be unlikely we see in this regular season. You just hope that he can get some, health back for the playoffs, which would be great. I mean, the Dodgers are so up against it right now. We need some consistent people right there in the bullpen if we want to have a shot at winning the World Series again. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers. Woo!